Sjögren syndrome. Let's talk about that. Sjögren syndrome is an autoimmune disease that attacks its own organs. It attacks the moisture-producing organs of the body. So it's usually known most for dry eyes, your eyes feel really gritty, and dry mouth. It's very hard to diagnose. Sometimes it takes years, and a lot of people are not familiar with it. And the way I got diagnosed was I was under a lot of stress before a speaking engagement, and I woke up one morning. I had broken my wrist, actually, not like a week before, so that was stress on my body. And I woke up one morning and my jaws were completely swollen. I couldn't even put a pill in my mouth. My teeth were just completely locked down. So of course we went to the doctor. They thought I had mumps at first. So we checked for TMJ, we checked for mumps, we checked for all kinds of stuff. And this went on for months, and it kind of just finally went down when it was so painful. And I had noticed before that anytime I ate anything citrusy, that I would just get this horrible pain in my jaws. And I do to this day. If I eat anything spicy or citrusy, my salivary glands are trying to produce saliva and they just can't, and it's so painful. Anyway, when I went to the ENT, he said, I believe you have Sjögren syndrome right off the bat. So he had to take a salivary gland biopsy and tested that, and it came back positive for Sjögren's. I had never heard of it. For those of you that haven't heard of it, it's Sjogren's, and it's pronounced show, like a movie, going to the show, and then grin, like I have a grin on my face. So Sjögren syndrome, and it's an autoimmune disease. Although it's mainly known for dry eyes and dry mouth, it can affect any of your moisture-producing glands. It can also affect any of your organs, your liver, your heart, your lungs, especially your lungs. Lymphoma is very common with people with Sjögren's. And you can have Sjögren's primary or Sjögren's secondary. I also have rheumatoid arthritis. So, but both of mine have primary Sjögren's and primary rheumatoid arthritis. It affects your joints. It affects your muscles. So people will say, what is a flare-up? Well, a flare-up, basically, you just crash. It is like being more tired than you've ever been in your life. Your body just, or this is how I experience it, and the people around me, or other people that I know that have it. You just crash. It is like you have gone days without sleep. You sleep harder than you've ever slept. Your body my body just physically cannot move anymore. So, the days that I feel good, I go really hard. Which almost always turns into a flare-up. But that's okay with me, because I would rather live life and go really hard on the days I feel good than be scared to live at all because I'm going to have a flare-up. So day before yesterday, I put up all the Christmas stuff. I was on strike. I was going to leave my Christmas tree up until it snowed, but it didn't snow. So with me, in order to put my Christmas tree up, I had to organize the garage, and I had to clean out the garage, and I had to put up gather up leaves, and I didn't have to do all that, but I did. And then I decided I was going to organize all of my ornaments, and anyway, it was an all-day chore. And of course, my daughter said, you're going to overdo it, and you're going to go down, and of course, that's what happened. So yesterday, it hit me. I had a migraine, I couldn't eat, My throat was sore, my body ached. I literally could not move. So I crawled in my bed and I was able to get my son to school. My son has autism and he's a college student. And I was able to get him to school, and then I crawled in bed and I could not do anymore. And unfortunately, he had to take an Uber home. It's almost like being drugged. Not that I've ever been drugged, but like when you have surgery or something and you're under drugs for the surgery. It's kind of like that. You are except there's no good about it. You don't have oh my gosh, I love this kind of drug. It's not like that. It is just that sleep that you get afterwards. Or that's my experience. But anyway, it never fails. Right after a flare-up, I always want Panera tomato soup. It is the best comforting food for me. I love it. And I talked to y'all about dysphagia, having swallowing difficulties. Of course, dysphagia is immotility of the muscles in your throat. Sjögren's affects my salivary glands, so it takes forever to chew up anything dry or hard. And then I have esophageal retention. So once I do chew it up, finally get it down, it sticks right in here. And so I fill up really quickly. So soup is my best friend. I love soup. And people tell me I drink my calories. Well, I guess I do. But I do love a nice good meal. I do love salads. Salads go down fairly easily, but if I put protein in them, sometimes it'll get stuck. But anyway, I talked to you guys about dysphagia and esophageal retention. So since I just had a flare-up, I wanted to talk to you guys about Sjögren's. And if you have any of these symptoms, if you've got weird symptoms, talk to your doctor about it. A lot of doctors, unfortunately, are very unfamiliar with it. But you're your own best advocate for when you feel bad. So don't give in. Don't give up. Do your own research and talk to the doctor. And if your doctor's not willing to listen to you, go to a different doctor. You'll find out I've got lots of experience with my special needs kids. Both of my parents have died young, and I've got all kinds of health issues. So I'm a good advocate for that, and I've spent 30 years advocating for people with special needs. So if you've got any questions, let me know. And I'm not a doctor, but I'd be happy to give you what I know on my experience, or maybe point you in the right direction, because I know a lot of people around the world that can maybe help out you or your child or whatever. So that's it on Sjögren's for now, and I'll talk to y'all more later.